Alright, so finally got around to making this video, and GRANBLUE Fantasy Relink is a pretty darn fun action RPG. It's a little too easy for my taste, but it runs phenomenal. Although the port is pretty bare bone, but surprisingly it runs great. I've had about 13 hours of this game now, and not a single crash, and I have not yet noticed a single hiccup, even during a lot of tons of action on screen. Now, if you already own the game or you're thinking of purchasing the game, just know that this game does not support ultra-wide at all. However, there is already a mod again from Layal over at Y Screenform. Big props to Layal once again. So if you do end up using his mod, please, I encourage you to show some appreciation and maybe consider donating, because it takes a lot of time and effort into making these scripts. So shout out to Layal once again. So when using the Ultrawide mod, it will auto detect your desktop resolution, and it will display it accordingly. You can also fix the HUD. We constrained it by default to 16 by 9, or if you want, you can also enable it to span to the edges of the screen. That is still in the experimental phase, so there might be some issue that might crop up, but so far I have not ran into any kind of issues with it, or noticed anything kind of out of place with the HUD on the side. So also you can unlock the frame rate all the way up to 240 as well, and again, that is right now in experimental phase. And of course, during cutscene transition, the anything that's outside of the 16 by 9 will remain, while inside it will fade into black as it is loading. So just keep that in mind. So to install it, all you have to do is download the zip file, link in the description, and just extract the everything that you see in that folder into the GRANBLUE Fantasy Link main directory of the Steam. And then that is pretty much it. You don't have to do anything else. So it is very straightforward. Performance wise, like I said, the game runs excellent. The disappointing thing is the port is pretty bare boned. All you're gonna get in the graphics setting is just your typical low, medium, high, ultra setting, and that's all you get to change. You get some vertical sync here, and that's pretty much it. Nothing else too impressive. There is no HDR, which is not surprising. But yeah, performance-wise, PC port is pretty bare bone, but it runs excellent. Control-wise, you can definitely play this game with the mouse and keyboard, but you will definitely need to change a few keys to make it feel a little bit more natural. However, even if you use the controller, it still sucks. Just like the PS5 demo, it uses exactly this control scheme on the PS5, and it is just terrible. It's very unusual to prefer the mouse and keyboard over controller for this type of game, but for this one, I'd rather play it on with the mouse and keyboard. But speaking of the mouse, it feels a little, it doesn't feel quite right with the mouse controlling the camera in this game. It feels a little sluggish. And also, it does not support the mouse in the menu, and that is very annoying. I don't know why it is so difficult just to add mouse support in the menu for certain Japanese RPGs sometimes. As for the game itself, you don't really have to play any of the previous fighting games or even watch the anime to really enjoy this game. I haven't seen a single episode, nor have I played any of the fighting game for this series, and I'm actually really enjoying it. The action of RPG aspect of it is pretty fun. It can feel a bit button mashy. It's not very complicated. You only get 4 skill at a time. And the disappointing thing is you can't swap characters mid-battle. You can only do it once you're out of battle, and you can only control one character at a time, whereas the rest are just AI. So that's a little disappointing, but the game is not very complicated in terms of the battle. It's just very enjoyable to play. The online portion of it is pretty basic. Basically, you go to a NPC. pull up the menu, see what missions available, and then just go on a waiting list. And then while you're on that waiting list, you can't really move your character as it's searching for a session. Once it's found a session, it's going to put you into an instance, and then you and up to 4 other players will try to complete objective, farm loot, and then do upgrades, or even make new weapons from your loot. So it's kind of like Monster Hunter, but very, very simplistic. Now the game is very easy, so if you do pick up the game, just play it on hard. Hard really is actually normal. I wish there was a bit more higher difficulty, as you level up pretty fast in this game. If you do, especially do the side missions a lot, or you farm items, you're gonna level up pretty quickly. So if you go back to doing the single player portion, you can a lot of time be out level the boss, or the elite monster in the game. So it can feel easy, and also you have a lot of healing potions, and a lot of the healing spells refreshes pretty quickly, and also your AI partner can revive you if you're down, and it doesn't take very long to revive. So the game is pretty easy in that aspect. Overall, the game is very enjoyable. If you're a action RPG lover like myself, you don't need to know anything about the series and still have a good time. I'm actually really surprised how well this game is doing on Steam. I was not expecting the number of concurrent player to be at max when I was looking at it, 80K. So that's pretty impressive, and that's also very good, as I think the game is long overdue to be released, and it's good to finally get a game that is to see a game that's been in development for so long during relatively pretty good on PC. Alright guys, that will do it for this video, and like always, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care for now. Peace out.